Hey guys, me and team here. Welcome to a Zerg versus Zerg game. My opponent will be in blue, Envy. He has Envy for my red color. And he's asking me kind of a silly question. If you play lots of Zerg than Zerg. I mean, unless I play a lot of custom games, I would not play disproportionately more Zerg on Zerg games than any other person who plays ladder. So, whatever, dude. And apparently this guy has biased memory, or kind of like the Civ random number generator odds thing, where he just remembers Protoss. Maybe that's the matchup that gives him the most trouble. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Back in my 6-pull days, I did well against Protoss before the good players started learning how to counter it, and I had to adapt. So maybe he likes Protoss matchup. I didn't care to ask him because his questions on me were just silly. So, wow, he went for early gas. I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, there we go. There's his pull at 13. I went with the more standard 14 on this stuff. Well, I went to 14 and then built them both as soon as I had minerals. And in comes the drone scout. I think he's already scouted. Yeah, he's just sitting there. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Aw, are you kidding me? But he can't, because he's blocked. And that does not equal pro right there. That's the opposite of pro. His intention here was to copy something that showed up in one of the recent Starcraft videos, which was to use the Evo chamber to block the workers mining gas, but yeah, that failed. I actually built another extractor anyway, just in case he successfully blocked me. I could have just moved over to the other extractor, and he would have lost more minerals than I would building another extractor earlier. So that wouldn't have helped him much at all. But oh well. I mean, if you panic, you can screw yourself up with that. Anyway, I'm going to drop a Roach Warren, which I really like in this matchup now. I used to just go Lings and Banelings all the time, but I don't know. That seems like it gets countered by Roaches if the Roaches are timed out well or prioritized. So I'm like, you know what, I'll go Roaches. And I do. Now, one thing you have to be careful of when you're going Roaches, they are 2 supply. It's a sudden jump in your psi needs. So you really need to plan ahead for that, get an extra Overlord out a little bit sooner than you would otherwise. And that way you can start pumping Roaches, which I am doing around the 5-minute mark. And also, if you scout like 6-pull or something, you're going to have to do something else. But when they're doing a more standard build, it's hard for them to hit you with a Baneling all in any time before you can get about 5 Roaches blocking up your ramp like that. So it's kind of like a Terran or Protoss wall in. You can wall in with your Roaches. It works against other Zerg because Banelings are not very effective against Roaches at all. It's kind of sad. So now he's going Roach Warren. He also invested in an evolution chamber, which is one of my personal favorite things to do. So he's building an evolution chamber. I'm just sending Zerglings in here to scout. I do see the lair. I see the Evo chamber. I think... Whoa, let's not look at my micro. Yeah, I even saw the Roach Warren. So I'm looking good. Anyone curious as to my APM? Yeah, right. And who doesn't want to see my APM? Ah, pro. There's nothing like being a 1,150 diamond rated player with a 45 average APM deep into the game. Beautiful. So I've got enough roaches here, and yeah, now I've dropped my double evolution chamber, and I'm getting upgrades for them right away. My opponent, strangely enough, is timed out pretty similarly to me with his ranged. He's also going roaches. I thought he might be going mutas, but instead he went infestation pit. That's another question mark. And I'm just periodically scouting for an expansion. Basically I'm waiting for him to try to expand so I can just timing hit the expansion and wreck him. But he hasn't expanded yet. So I was fearing Mutalisks a little bit. I couldn't get in there on a scout. I did eventually, where is it? I don't think I've done it yet. But I am going to get an Overseer. Because it was making me nervous that I couldn't see what tech he went. I don't know what's up with the spine crawlers either, because I really didn't pressure his base at all, so I don't know what prompted him to drop 3 spines. But whatever, dude. It's good passive defenses you have. So yeah, I got a couple Hydras out, nothing too serious. This would stop any of the one base muta play where they try to harass your workers. They have a good well, over 3 movement speed on the creep. They're barely slower than Hydras, and they can just spit spines so quickly at them. So that's probably enough on the Hydras. Now switching back to Roaches, because when both sides go Roach Hydra, the side with more Roaches tends to win the game. So keeping that in mind, I mostly want to be building Roaches in this Zerg on Zerg match, and only building things other than Roaches as I am required. Zerg doesn't really have any hard counters to Roaches other than air. So basically you just have as many Hydralisks as your air requires, and after that you're good. Wow, this is something I didn't notice in game. Oh yeah, he also took out my rocks at some point, and I did notice that with my Overlord, and then he just pulled back, so I guess he was setting himself up for a two-pronged attack or something. He is now grabbing an expansion, and that's pretty good timing for me, as I'll see this coming all the way. I think at this point, yeah, he's going Tunneling Claws. And I'm getting attack level 2. At this point, we'll show off the armies. My opponent has some more drones than me. He sunk some minerals into the hatch, which I've seen now. And he's questionably gone Infester, so we'll have to see how that goes. It's a very interesting play from him, but the 3 Spine Crawlers being 300 minerals, he should really be moving these to his expansion as soon as he can. Otherwise, they're not going to be helping him during any key push on the expansion. I guess he does have to worry about the rocks as well, though, so this isn't the best map for static defenses, because I could either hit one base or the other, and those spines can only be in one place at a time consistently. Anyway, I'm up on him on supply, 98 to 82, so he's been missing injections with his queen, and that's pretty critical for Zerg, and it's something I've been practicing a lot. As you'll see, I've accrued some energy, but we're at a good 13 minutes into the game on the game timer, and I haven't missed a full injection yet. I've missed about a third of an injection, so doing pretty well on that. Also, almost to level 2. And even here, yeah, I didn't miss this injection either. So I've been practicing that, making sure I can keep up with those. And yeah, here we go. Here's the battle. Let's go over to APM, because that's cool. With my brilliant 47 average APM, see, I was getting better across the game because I'm pro. Anyway, this is a key issue in this battle, which will become apparent as it goes along. Now, there we go. There's some. I've got a pulse there on APM now. I'm just gonna attack, move in a minute. Well, first, I wanted my Overseer and part of this battle. And the reason for the Overseer is that whenever somebody has mass roaches, it's a pretty safe bet that they're going for burrow regen. In fact, even I'm going for burrow regen right now. So there you go. I am up on blue on resources lost now because I picked off one of the infestors and whatever. So there you go. Nice little standoff. Hatfields, McCoys, absolutely. My opponent for some reason goes Hydras, even though I have no evidence of going air. That's another question mark. And now I'm just going to attack, move in. Let's watch the fun. Okay, this is bad, right? I mean, my opponent has a concave on me. I got units doing nothing. He burrows in for like really good coverage with his roaches. And it's not looking good. Maybe I should have pulled back here, right? I mean, I'm screwed. Oh. Maybe not. Yeah, this is what the difference in upgrades will do for you. With him being at 0-1 and my units being at 2-2, which I actually waited for right before I hit, the difference in units lost from those upgrades is obscene. Upgrades are actually good twofold. I mean, you can look at the bonuses an upgrade will give and just calculate, how much bonus damage am I getting? Do I have enough units to cover for that bonus damage for every shot? And very frequently the answer to that will be yes. But on top of that, upgrades have another hidden benefit, and that's that very frequently you only can have so many units shooting at once. And if those units are stronger, then they're having more damage output than equal forces of the enemy would have in the same situation. So they actually have their benefits emphasized even further. So I just A-move into his base again. I mean, I did so much damage to him the first time that I figured I had enough units. Still 2-2 over 0-1. And you look at the units count, my instincts were right. I have way more roaches than my opponent. And he's just trying to back off so frantically. Really can't do anything. And as he's fighting this force, I just have another tiny force here, working through his drone lines. He really doesn't have any answer for this at this point. And upgrades carry the day in the Zerg vs. Zerg, so that will be good game.